Let's talk about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Have you guys ever seen Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban when it first came out in theaters? I never read the book, but I do remember the movie. It was advertised a lot in the commercials and the news reports. Do you remember the commercials on TV about the third Harry Potter movie, like Prisoner of Azkaban? It was like a Harry Potter movie set on the bus. That's kind of cool. I never seen a Harry Potter movie set on a bus before. It's kind of interesting thing about Harry Potter movies. It's always about transportation. The first movie it's about brooms and trains, and the second movie is about cars, and the third movie is about buses. Isn't that interesting that Harry Potter gets to ride on a bus? Oh, he's not going to Hogwarts, he's going to Leaky Cauldron, that pub where all the wizards hang out, which is a gateway to Diagon Alley, which is a wizard neighborhood. I don't quite remember Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban that much. I didn't pay much attention to the story. Maybe because the character's dialogue, it's a little bit too hard. The dialogue is a bit too hard to understand for American ears like mine. If you're like, I saw this movie when I was like 8 years old. As an 8-year-old kid, British accents are really hard to understand. Well, the thing about British people, they can't pronounce things, they can't say things right. I usually watch American movies, like Jurassic Park movies are American, so is Toy Story. They're American as well. I can't think of any other British movies I saw as a kid. The Little Vampire is a British movie. It takes place in Scotland, but the main character is an American boy named Tawny. He's like a translator for British English to American English. But Tony has a British accent, so has the vampire hunter. And Tony's family, they have British accents as well. It's not that bad, but the Harry Potter movies are wars, especially all the characters are British, not Americans like us. So I'll tell you what I remember about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I do remember part there's this lady coming over to visit. She has a dog, and she's really fat, and she turns into a balloon. I thought that's kind of funny how he turns that lady who's visiting Harry Potter's foster family a visit into a balloon. Oh, because she was really mean to Harry Potter's parents. She was insulting them. That's what's going on. I didn't hear the dialogue very carefully because they're British. I don't speak British. I speak American, for God's sakes. I thought the night bus means that people are sleeping on the bus. Like, well, all the people are sleeping on the beds, but the night bus is like a knight in shining armor from the medieval times. It doesn't even wear armor. It's purple, for God's sakes. It's purple like Barney the dinosaur. Is Barney the dinosaur the driver of the night bus? I don't know. What else do I remember about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? Remember this part where they have these creepy ghost scenes that terrorize a train? Don't you think trains have policemen? They'll be like, "Excuse me, creepy ghost scenes, you're not allowed inside a train. Get out of here." And the conductor is like, "Excuse me, ghosts, you're not allowed inside the train. Do you have tickets? Okay, if you don't have tickets, get out of here." Instead, there's this one guy who shoots a stupid glowy stick at the creepy things, and they're Dementas. I know these are called Dementors in American English, but Dementas is what they call it in England. Yeah, I don't know if they're Dementas. Dementias. Get it? Dementias? Because they are dementias because they're dark, creepy people. Well, I know British people pronounce the A's R's, but I don't speak British English. I speak American English. Do you people understand? I want to know the new Harry Potter miniseries might have Prisoner of the Azkaban. Maybe they will. Who knows? Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban does show you the Muggle world for the first time. Well, the night bus is driving really fast, passing through these Muggles cars that look like spaceships in Star Trek. Can you imagine if it's set in America? All the cars will be crappy looking. But that was the first time I get to see double-decker buses in a movie. You know, these weird-looking buses at the top and bottom that are basically red? I never seen those type of buses before, but they're double-decker buses. They're very common in London. In American cities, we don't even have double-decker buses. We have single-decker buses. Not all, well, some people in America take buses. Well, because nobody owns a car, because cars are very expensive in America. A lot of people in America drive cars and bicycles. That's why there's not many buses in the American cities, because of cars and bicycles. Everybody drives a car in America, of course. Everybody owns a car. I can't drive a car. I never owned a car. My parents drive me around. And then if you get, I don't know much about the Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban. I thought it was getting kind of boring. The plot's mostly about a prisoner who lives in Azkaban who killed somebody. And the prisoner turns out to be Harry Potter, his godfather, who's actually his dad's old friend. I don't remember Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I did not pay much attention to dialogue. That's because they can't talk right, because they're different people. Not Americans like us. They're from a different country. Oh, they're British, that's what they're called. Yeah, British accents are very difficult for Americaners like us. British people are very hard to understand. Well, they can't talk right. Are they stupid or something? Americans are really good people. That's why I never had any friends in America growing up. The only friends I have are my mom and dad. I was really close in a lot, but my mom and dad knows, don't hang out with us forever. Go hang out with friends your own age. But I can't. Some of these kids are hard to talk to. College kids are really boring. Preschool's kids back in my preschool days would have been fun to make friends with, but if I had better education back then, I don't think Tom's a Tank Engine teaches you about friendship. They only teach you about trains, not people on friendship. That show is very useless. I want to know if Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is useful. I never watched that show because there's no trains in it. I never watched Sesame Street because there's no trains in it. Most PBS Kids shows don't have trains in them, except Tom's the Tank Engine. Do you know what's interesting about Harry Potter 3? It's actually directed by a Mexican man, not directed by Chris Columbus anymore. No wonder why it's pretty dark and creepy and depressing looking. It's made by a Mexican man. He's the same, like Alfonso, whatever his name is, he's Mexican. This guy also did Children of Men, which is another British movie he made that takes place in the future where nobody is to be able to have babies. This guy makes really dark films. Kind of interesting, isn't it? That Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is the most darkest Harry Potter movie in the series. It's also funny too. Like the night bus is funny and the lady that turns into a balloon is kind of funny too. That's the only moments I remember about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I wasn't much a big fan of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I like the Muggle world part of the film. That's more interesting. The part where he's inside the castle, going to school, gets kind of boring sometimes. It's a year after Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban came out in theaters. Me and my family went on a trip to London and Paris. I wasn't much a big fan of London at first. I thought it was kind of girly and boring. They do have model trains there, but I'm not much a museum freak. I should have gone to a transport. They have a subway museum in London. That would be a cool place to visit. I don't know if I've ever been there before, but someday if I go to London, I'll definitely visit a transport museum if I want to. I know it's fun to live in LA, but there's not too many. That's because there's no museums in LA. There's nothing but art museums. I wish I could get away from LA for a while just to visit a transport museum and the post office museum in London. That would be kind of cool. It would be just like going to Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. have really cool museums over there in America. If you think Las Vegas and LA are boring, go to Washington, D.C. and London. You might like these museums. I want to visit like a subway museum. I want to learn about subway trains in London. In California, we have like a train museum located in Perez, California, which is in Riverside County, and also a train museum in Campo, California. They're basically like subway train transport, metro train museum, transportation museums in California. It's in Perez and Campo, California, but they're really far away from civilization. In London, the museums are really close to civilization. In California, all the museums that are pretty cool to visit are really far away from Los Angeles. I don't know if Las Vegas having transport museums. There is a transport museum located in Boulder City. It is a nice museum, but not that exciting though. I don't know if Pennsylvania has any cool transport museums, like Philadelphia or Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. I want to know if London has like triple-decker buses like in Harry Potter, like a night bus. But it's kind of interesting. In reality, the night bus is actually very slow. It wasn't normal speed while the cars are driving really slow. That's what the filmmakers did. But it's not that fast in reality. The editors had made it go fast to make it more a cool effect, where the cars are in the same normal speed while the night bus is going really fast. Can you imagine real life and Malcolm might be calling the police or the X-Files division and they see a night bus and tell a police officer about a night bus? The police officer's like, "Lady, what the heck are you talking about? A night bus? That's not real. Buses can't go fast or so gosh darn slow." I'm sure I'm not allowed to swear because this video might get muted if I do swear. I just need to see more kinder words.